We're back here on the Monsters in the Morning. Dan Jiggetts, Mike North, and John Crist of the Bear Report.
I love to listen to my guys strategize. What's next for the Bears? And by the way, though, they should kill Cleveland. And I said about Spagnuolo from the Rams. Cleveland, there's some teams that believe me, I've watched semi-pro football. There are semi-pro teams that would give the Rams a battle. The only guy in that team that is unbelievable, Steven Jackson. They know he's getting the ball, and he had over 100-some yards in total offense.
That's the only positive for the Bears. The only positive is that the elixir to get right is coming to Soldier.
Cleveland's a huge game.
Cleveland is terrible.
Hold on. Those guys will not have the flu this week when they come.
True. You're right.
How many, they have 9, 10 guys with the flu?
It doesn't matter.
Huh?
Look at Cleveland. They can't run the ball. They can't throw the ball. They can't stop the run. They can't defend the pass. Aside from that, they're a good team. As long as you kick the ball out of bounds and don't give Josh Crist a chance, you can beat them by 3 touchdowns.
What's with the people that cover the Bears? They want to walk down that same alley every single year and get kapowed. What is it with them? Why do you guys want? Hey, come on! They're going to the Super Bowl. And kapow!
Nah, I was not on the Super Bowl bandwagon. I had the Bears as an improved team. I had them as a wild card team. I said from day one, even before Brett Favre got to Minnesota, that they were going to win that division. But
all right, so
this is the Bears team that's in right now.
Are they done?
No, they're not done. There's too much talent.
No, they're not done.
There's too much talent on the team.
There is not too much talent on the team.
There's still, there's plenty of winnable games on the schedule.
Well, Cleveland,
this is of course they're not done. Of course they're not done.
They're not done, but...
No, they got the Vikings twice, right?
They got the Vikings twice.
The Packers one more time.
Yeah, Packers one more time at home.
Now, what are the other tough games remaining on the schedule?
Well, Cliff, Cincinnati was supposed to be a win.
The Cincinnati was supposed to be a win, of course.
See, they got a franchise quarterback that makes a difference.
Right, of course they do.
That's what they got.
I mean, this is why it doesn't make a lot of sense to look at the schedule before week one, because...
It's part of the fun.
It is.
I mean, you look at the schedule and you assume, well, Arizona doesn't travel well. You get Arizona at home. They just beat the New York Giants at home and beat them pretty strong. Intercepted Eli Manning 3 times. How many picks Jay Cutler going to
They're another team, though, that one week they show up and the next week
well, that's what you're getting with the Bears right now. It's not done.
By the way, what did the Cardinals do last season?
They won. They went to the Super Bowl.
They went on a stretch run.
They got hot in December and January because at this point of the season last year, they could throw the ball and they could do nothing else. All of a sudden, they can play a little defense. All of a sudden. So that's a different team.
Got the Browns.
They got Donovan McNabb in prime time against the Eagles in a couple of weeks. So, I mean, there's definitely some tough games.
All of a sudden, they look like a team that, well, you looked at them before and you go, wow.
I think as we look at the league, I believe, from listening to you about the Eagles, they're going to run the table, the Bears. Are we ready to stay there?
Yeah, that's not going to happen.
Are you guys ready to step out?
Not going to happen.
You know what?
Here's the thing. People always actually say, they say, well, now, the game's getting critical. I said after the last loss in Atlanta, come on. You look at what's happening in your division, and you have to have respect for
There's only 16 games. They're all critical. This is not a baseball team that's 6-9 in April. It's a different situation.
If they don't win it, who does Cutler go in and talk to about Turner and Pep Hamilton? Pep Hamilton looked like a Pop Warner coach sitting next to Cutler yesterday. I don't know if he's going to be the guy to go. Somebody's going to go if they don't make the playoffs.
Well,
is it Turner? Is it Hamilton? Is it both? It's not going to be Lovey and Scherzo. Angelo and Phillips will sit down, give themselves 2 more years of extension.
Well, don't worry about the quarterback coach because, Dan will tell you that's the next step after being offensive quality control. It's not really a glorified, positional coach in this league. But Ron Turner absolutely is on the hot seat because... I don't think Lovey's going to be on the hot seat because we all know this organization doesn't like to write big checks to run a coach out of town.
How many years does he have remaining?
Lovey is signed through 2011 and a pretty good change, about $4.5 million.
Pretty tough to give a coach that may not make the playoffs after a Super Bowl appearance
3 years in a row.
Yes, pretty tough.
I know that, but we said that about Dave Wanstead. We said that about Dick Geron.
People who haven't done the complete job yet. The Cutler signing to me, I don't care if you give it to me after 8 or 9 games.
Well, was there a reason for the Cutler signing at this point? We talked about the salary cap.
Could you have given it to him after game 8?
Not necessarily. You couldn't. No, because the way the salary cap works, if you pay him earlier in the season, that salary cap money comes off of your 2009
salary cap. Could he have waited until the end of the year and see if this is the way to go?
They could have. They absolutely could have. But again, I don't want to use revisionist history here and say that the color extension was a bad idea because when it happened...
You don't have to because I said it was a bad idea before.
I don't know. It was a good idea. It was a good idea.
How's your track record with the Bears right now?
It's not as good as it was 48 hours ago. That's absolutely true.
Why did you think that this was a good idea?
It's because the money is on the table, and you have to spend that money. If you don't, it goes away. If you try to revisit the Cutler situation
later in the year,
a year or two down the road, now you're talking about your 2010 or your 2011 salary cap.
So what they do is they bought themselves some salary cap.
It's the same thing that they did with Aaron Rodgers and the Packers last year. They had money to spend, and there was no one else worth you're not going to give the money to a good leader. You're not going to give it to Greg Olsen. You need to give the guy some money.
I do know this. A promise was made to Jay Cutler, his agent, if he signed with the Bears. And
that's actually not true.
Really?
According to Jerry Angelo, that's not the case because
okay. So wait a minute. So you're going on the word of Jerry Angelo.
This is true.
Okay, so I'm saying, once again, Jerry Angelo, who not only is a fantastic general manager, but never tells a lie.
But what he did made sense.
Did what he did make sense for Urlacher?
From the perspective
no, for Brian Urlacher did not make any sense.
Harris's extension was bad. Urlacher's was bad before it happened, and I'm saying that Cutler's
Urlacher was foolish, absolutely.
Absolutely.
But even I know
people still telling me it was a good.
It's easy to say with Jay Cutler after he throws 3 picks, but that game was over before it started. The Bengals were playing offense. That was not a bad decision.
Has not visited the playoffs yet. That's all I'm saying. We got track record here. You got to visit the playoffs.
Did Jay Cutler lose yesterday's game?
No, but he didn't help him.
He didn't help him much.
If Carson Palmer don't play for the Bengals, you know what happens? They lose that game yesterday.
Of course they do. Carson did nothing right.
Well, wait, the Bears have the same record as they had with Oregon. Isn't a franchise quarterback supposed to make a difference?
And yesterday, Carson Palmer was barely touched.
Yeah.
The offensive line, if you watch what their offensive line was doing, and I talk about removing the line of scrimmage, changing the line of scrimmage, their offensive line got off the football and moved the Bears' defensive linemen, the front 7 around. Those are some other things that happen.
By the way,
when a team starts
did you know that the Cincinnati Bengals were 28th in pass defense?
Yes, I did.
What happened? Did you know that Marvin Lewis has never lost to an NFC North team? Nobody brings this stuff up.
Well, this is the situation yesterday. I mean, I really thought that Jay Cutler was going to have a big day, but when you're down 7-0, 14-0, 21-0, 28-0, when you look at the numbers, I mean, you look at the numbers, and Cincinnati cannot defend the pass. They just gave up 390 and change to Matt Schaub and the Texans. You assume that Jay Cutler's going to have a good day, but this is like having a bad run at a craps table. When you get to the craps table and you're 7 out, 7 out, 7 out, you spend the rest of the night chasing it. The Bears were chasing it yesterday. Jay Cutler never got a chance to get into that game because you can't run the ball. There's no play-action pass. All of a sudden, you streamline the playbook. He had no chance to win that defense.
They couldn't run the ball. When have they been able to this year?
No, one game. Just means because of the situation.
Because the
run game was dead.
Matt Forte, listen, he took a swing pass in the first quarter. He was one-on-one with the linebacker. The linebacker tackled him.
He can't make anybody miss.
He's got to make a miss. And what's he going to run over somebody? What's he going to make somebody pay?
By the way,
not the same guy
yesterday, I want to go back this for a moment. Adrian Peterson hit William Gay, Pittsburgh Steelers.
I saw that.
Ran over him, stepped on him, and then took off.
Wow.
Yes, and I'm waiting for
beautiful.
And probably waved at him on his way.
Matt Forte right now looks like it was a legitimate. He looks like a second rounder. Last year he looked like a first 5 pick. But I'll tell you this: he's got to make somebody miss him, and he's got to run over somebody.
And he's got to
send a message.
And he's got to get some blocking up front. They started out okay in the run game, and then it was gone.
I think this is another thing with the Bears organization is doing a covert operation. Maybe Matt Forte is hurt a little bit. We know he tweaked that hamstring during OTAs. Everyone said he was just fine.
4 months
but
ago.
It was a long time ago, and he does not look like the same guy. I know the offensive line isn't great, but you know what? Last year's offensive line wasn't that great either. You're telling me that Josh Beekman and John St. Clair are great offensive linemen? No, they're not.
This is not the same
were. Maybe they were.
I thought they did well as a unit last year. You know what? Individually, maybe not, but as a unit, I thought they played well.
Because we'll see John this weekend with that.
Yeah, John did a good. Hey,
Browns team.
Nobody was mistreated worse than John St. Clair, and I thought last year
he
showed up.
He could have.
Look at this. Oh, by the way, the Bear Report.
We're gonna go drown our sorrows.
This may be your last time you ever do this.
Because I put you in there?
Article about me writing about the coach. Oh, my God.
Page 28, ladies and gentlemen.
How do you order the Bear Report if you'd like to get it?
Easiest thing to do, of course, is just go to the website, bearreport.com. Just go to the subscription page. You'll get all the different options that we offer. And the fresh copy of the magazine is just going to hit newsstands in a couple of days. Johnny Knox on the cover. Any local Borders or Barnes & Nobles where you can pick that up.
Beautiful. There you go, my friend.
Thank you very much.
Good job,
It's time to go drown some sorrows.
That's right. Going over the market and drown your sorrows.
I'm going right now, as a matter of fact.
Time for a break here on the Monsters in the Morning. We'll update the poll question and move on to the rest of the NFL when we continue in hour number 2.